Thank you. Member from Westmoreland, member from Westmoreland Eastern, your turn if you have your questions.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I rise with my standing orders. And I rise with my standing orders looking at standing order 11A, statement by ministers, and there are 3 subsections under it.
This part of the question and answer session is not restanding orders, and if you would like to continue, I will now move to the next member who is required to ask questions.
No.
Member from St. Anne Eastern, go ahead with your questions. Member from St. Anne Eastern. Member from St. Anne Eastern. Member from St. Anne Eastern, you're being allowed to ask your questions.
Order, what is it governed by? No, if the question is not governed by the standing order, what is it governed by? What governs the question?
Yeah. Members, you are required to go straight to your question. No, he doesn't need to read it for me, or for the House, or anyone else. House leader.
Just listen. Members. Member Campbell, and all the other members. The Speaker has simply said, when you rise, go into your questions. You don't know, there is no latitude to speak about standing orders. This is members. We are in the section for questions and answers. Can the members just listen? We're in this section. Speaker. We're in the section of questions and answers to questions. The statement has already been given. The member has responded on behalf of the opposition, and we're now in questions. When the members rise, please ask your questions. You will be allowed to ask your questions. Your questions must be in accordance with 16(2). Just ask the questions, please.
Member from Westmoreland Eastern. The House leader has already given you some guidance. I have the standing orders right in front of me because, as Speaker, I am required to execute the management of this honorable House in keeping with the standing orders. You do not need to read the standing orders because it is not included in questions and answers to questions. At this stage, you are only allowed to ask questions of the minister who gave the statement in respect of the statement actually given. And there was no statement given on standing orders. Now, you do not need to read Standing Order 11 or subsection that is quoted at 17 subsection 2 because I have the standing orders here. No, Member Campbell, if you believe that you manage the House and you do not follow the instructions given, I will move to the next member. This is it. This is it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I
Your
have
question,
a
member?
series of questions. Yes. My first question is that in the information that was reported in the media, it said that
You're not allowed in the standing orders to speak of information reported in the media. You are required to ask the minister questions from the statement he gave.
Minister, did a member of the government approach the United States of America to enter into this agreement? Was it initiated by a member of the government? That's question number one. Question number two. On what basis is the government of Jamaica willing to send back Cuban doctors but admit?
Member, your mic is off. So this statement was not in respect of anything other than the statement made by the Minister of National Security. Member, no, so incorporated in your question, member, should not be anything other than the statement by Minister given.
The question I'm asking, Madam Speaker, the government has taken a decision to enter into a relationship with the United States to accept third country nationals who are being deported from the States. And I'm asking, what is the guiding philosophy of the government of the country that I was born and raised and live in that would allow us to accept persons from third countries who are being deported when we are turning back?
All right, so you refuse to listen to the ruling of the Speaker. It is obvious you do not appreciate that you are not allowed by the very same standing orders that you would like to guide me on to ask a minister questions that are not in his portfolio. No. Member. Mm-hmm. And Member Campbell, member from Westmoreland Eastern, you were reading Standing Order 11. If you would like some time, I will direct you to Standing Order 16 on contents of question 16A. Please read it.
I will move on. Minister, is there an exit clause to the agreement?
That question was asked already, so you weren't listening. That question was asked 2 times already. Next question.
Is there any penalty if Jamaica exits the agreement? Is there a supporting framework for the agreement? will the full MOU with the operating protocols be
That question was asked already.
with the operating protocols Madam Speaker, you laugh when they are disrupting the House. You need to call the House to order. You're laughing. You need to call the House to order. That's what you should be doing, is calling the House to order. If me can ask my question, then in here, you will see. What happens, Minister, what happens if Jamaica rejects a set of transfers? What happens if Jamaica rejects a set of transfers? Can the U.S. override or challenge Jamaica's refusal to accept a set of transfers? Under what provision of Jamaican law will these persons be admitted? And the next question, has the government obtained any advice on the Constitution as to whether or not these individuals will be afforded any rights for the time that they are in Jamaica?
Does that constitute all your questions?
My
Go
final
ahead.
question, Madam Speaker.
Go ahead.
My final question, Madam Speaker.
No.
My final question, Madam Speaker, is on what basis did we think it prudent to accept detainees from a third country when we refused to accept?
You, Member Campbell, think it is appropriate to disregard the instructions you have been given? The question was properly asked by the leader of opposition, so I'm sure the minister will disregard your last question, as Will Hansard. Please allow the member.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, what is the housing arrangement for the persons transiting? That right, but nuanced. Fitz spoke about the prisons.
No, let's not go into nuances.
So that is the one. The
Because-
second, I have another question.
So please ask questions that were not asked before.
No, I want to follow up on it. And oftentimes, as the standing order provides, we're not given the opportunity to follow up on the questions. So the Minister, is there any private involvement in the arrangement? Meaning, will any element of the housing or the accommodation, the local logistics be private as a part of the MOU? And the final question, 4 paragraphs from the end, Minister, looks almost like we were coerced into an agreement. And so I just need clarity on it. It says the U.S. remains one of it speaks about our diaspora population and the fact that they maintain relationships back home, etc. So I want to know whether that was a part of the forced consideration or whether there was any force in terms of the consideration.
Even though we had cut off. No, I had actually closed before for Minister to respond. Yes, it can. The questions at the time, I checked on everyone and I closed and went to Minister. No. Minister.
Minister. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker, thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, just 2 questions to the Minister.
Member from St. Andrew West, you turned on your mic. However, I had closed with the Minister to respond. You're the last person. 2 questions.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Madam.
I did.
Thank you. Thank you,
Go
Madam.
ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, to the Minister. Let me ask the question. Madam Minister, the 1951 Convention on the Status of Refugees and its protocols are referenced in this document. Is Jamaica, apart from being a party, do we have legislation in Jamaica to guide the implementation of this protocol? And if the answer is yes, then on what basis would we discriminate against persons from Haiti applying for refugee status?
Minister.
He said
Minister. 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 Minister, please respond to the questions.
I have some.
Minister, please answer the questions. Minister, please answer the questions asked.